And I knew I had to do something drastic then. I mean, I had to go home and tell them, the car's gone.
Yeah,
And so I knew I had to do something drastic. I was living with the drug dealer, and Roland would come pick me up, and he would get me like whatever I needed or whatever, right? Or tell me, I'm coming to get you for the boys' games or whatever the case was at the time. And he was getting ready to go to Texas to train for a new job for like 12 weeks or something like that. And he's like, you're going with me, I'm taking the kids from you. You know what I mean? He's like, I cannot leave you out here.
Built by the rested, you can't tell me nothing. Built by adversity, led by courage. Everybody doubted me, now everybody proud of me. I swear to God, I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. Built by
What's going on, world? It's your favorite podcast. Your boys from Built by the Red Stick are back at it. Ronnie LeDuff, Michael Oakley,
Yes, Lord.
and we are here. We've got to wrap up to
Meet your sponsor.
a banger. It's
bro.
been we've been running them back to back.
Back-to-back.
Shout out Restoring Freedom
Yes.
for gracing us with. We had Miss Jess.
We had Miss Jess,
We had the brothers,
the brothers. Recovery
Liam and
brothers.
Landon.
Yes, Lord.
We had Miss
Younger.
Dr. Younger,
The younger in the building.
and we got a treat for y'all today.
We got a real treat.
Listen, before we start, do us a favor. Smash the subscribe button. Y'all know what it is. Go ahead and give us a follow on all platforms.
All of them.
All of them. You can find us at Built by the
When you
Red
say
Stick.
all of them, you mean all of them.
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 And what do we love them to do?
Engage. Engage in the comment. Get on a knee and type in the chat.
Yes,
Your
Lord.
right knee.
Yes, Lord.
That's
Yes,
your
Lord.
right knee.
But we're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, and then we will be right back at it.
This episode is brought to you by Restoring Freedom Recovery Center, located in Amite, Louisiana. Restoring Freedom is a place where healing begins and hope is rebuilt through faith, structure, and compassionate care. We believe recovery is not just about breaking free from addiction, but about restoring the life God intended, one grounded in purpose, dignity, and truth. Our 60-bed facility offers a full continuum of care, including process groups, individual counseling, science-based addiction treatment, and consistent clinical support tailored to each person's needs. We provide extensive nursing care, medication management, and professional oversight, ensuring safety, stability, and accountability throughout the recovery process. Healing here goes beyond the clinical. Through recreational therapy, big book studies, and church services, we support the mind, body, and spirit because lasting recovery requires all three. As clients progress, we offer intensive outpatient programming, aftercare services, and independent care options, helping them transition back into daily life with confidence and support. With 16 sober living houses, we continue walking alongside individuals as they build responsibility, community, and long-term freedom. At Restoring Freedom, we believe no one is beyond redemption and no story is beyond restoration. If you or someone you love needs help, contact Restoring Freedom Recovery Center at 709 East North Place, Amite, Louisiana, or call 985-289-5264. And if you're facing a crisis after hours, you are not alone. You can call Jess at 225-337-8945, or you can hit Brady up at 985-969-8825. Restoring Freedom Recovery Center, where faith leads, healing happens, and freedom is restored.
And we're back. What's going on, world? Ronnie,
Yo,
you ready for this one?
dude, this one's
Look,
special.
it's another first.
It's another first.
Like, we've never had the encompass of the family dynamic.
That's what I was finna say, bro. This is so full circle.
Full circle.
Super full circle.
So it's like we started here.
Yep.
We went, and we're back.
Well, technically, we started here, and me and Melissa was here. You was here. That was the power dynamic.
No.
And then over time,
No, we've always no.
Yes.
And Melissa can speak to that. It ain't like
promise
that.
you, she finna take my side if we go into that conversation. you better calm down, sir.
We've got a great episode. I'm excited about this
Yes,
one. Lady I've
absolutely.
known for a very long time who's doing amazing things in her community and around the state of Louisiana, but I don't do it justice. The best hype man in the building's got to do the intro. The one, the only, Mr. Ronnie LeDuff.
Dude, Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cow lovers and chicken eaters. Woo! This one, like I said, is very special.
Very
right?
special.
This is someone that I was actually in treatment with. I met her at her lowest, as well as I was at my lowest. And just to see the things that she have done with the time God has allotted us has been nothing short of a miracle. I mean, taking phone calls in the middle of the night, go and save people from outside the road, go and pick people up from under bridges. I'm talking about literally taking care of the community.
Really
and
on the
not-
front line.
really in the trenches. And I think that's one of the most special things about her is she's not as afraid to roll her sleeves up and get her hands dirty. And went even further than that, give people like us a safe place to go, open up this beautiful facility in Amite, Louisiana, and just to see where her life has came today. I am honored, I am blessed, and I am privileged to say that I shared the same treatment with this lady and now sharing the same room as this lady. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Melissa Robertson in the Built by the Red Stick building.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
I'm
Thank you for
excited.
coming.
She's still Melissa Messina in my contacts.
I had to think about it in my head. I was like,
I'm
oh, Mark
Melissa
gonna kill
Messina
me.
Robertson.
Yes.
Okay,
But
okay.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I was like, I don't want Mark a big guy. I don't want hard hands. I don't want to take one of them.
Welcome. We're glad to
Yo.
have you.
Absolutely.
So, we've known, me and as Ronnie made reference to, I actually met her, Miss Melissa,
10 years ago.
10 years ago, because I'm about to celebrate.
Yep.
3 days after this airs, I'll make 10 years. That's crazy.
Wow.
It's a decade.
And
bro.
I was a little
That
knucklehead
is
back then.
awesome. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
So, before we dive into it, first, introduce yourself to the people. Let us know a little bit about what you do at Restoring and True Freedom. And is that the houses are True Freedom as well?
Freedom House.
Freedom House.
Mhm.
So you got your hands everywhere.
Yeah,
How do you find time to sleep?
At 8 o'clock, I take my medicine and I go to bed.
8 p.m.?
8 p.m.
Ain't no way.
I try. I
okay,
try.
there you go.
There's a lot of
Can't
days
come
I'm
here
not
lying.
home at 8 p.m., but if I can get to bed at 8 p.m., you know what I mean? I have to sleep.
Yeah,
I'm not okay if I don't sleep.
me either. But I
I
get
have to get my
minimum.
6 to 8 hours.
Bro,
Really.
you never sleep.
How,
I
lo-
know.
how long?
Probably 2 to 3, 3 to 4.
Oh, no.
That's probably why I look like this.
I wouldn't be okay.
He's
Who's
running
that
on
person
fumes.
behind you? I be delirious all the time.
But yeah, tell us a little introduce yourself. Tell us about what you do for all those places and kind of how you got your start with, the whole Restoring and True Freedom. Man, it's a beautiful thing y'all are doing.
So it's all a God thing.
Absolutely.
Got to shout out to God.
Shout out Big Sandals.
I was struggling bad, you know what I mean? Like those darkest days, where you never thought there was a way out. You never thought we'd be able to see daylight again, And
Yeah.
you want me to start all the way back from the
When you almost lost your legs. I love that story.
he would have
First, just tell who you are and what you do for Restoring Freedom.
Okay, my name is Melissa Messina Robertson, and I do a little bit of everything, but no paperwork at Restoring Freedom.
That's the best part. That you don't have to do
I mean, I don't have to do any of that part. No, my job is actually to go find people and just love them.
Absolutely.
And show them that there's people that care, that
She's
people.
being modest, ladies and gentlemen. She is one of the 3 owners of Restoring Freedom.
Yes, but my job is to go out and love people. You know what I mean? Like, just go out there and, I love to find them on the side of the road and just sit on the ground with them and give them the information and buy them something to eat or whatever the case is. I mean, when I was out there, I didn't know that there was a way out,
Same,
You hear about treatment, and I kept going to treatment, y'all, and relapsing. One time I went to treatment, it was 4 days later I relapsed. And I looked at my dad and I'm like, I guess this is who I am because I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know when that click happened, it happened,
So we talked to Dr. Younger a little bit about it, and the God, what's the word I'm looking for?
Aspect, dynamic.
No, interaction, intervention that brought you, Dr. Younger, and who we haven't had, Miss Amanda, together.
it is a God thing.
Kind of talk about what brought that and how that journey.
Okay, so I opened a few houses, and then they had all the newspaper articles and stuff. Amanda and I went to school together. We graduated Chappelle together, and so she saw the article and reached out on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I love what you're doing, and I
How
want to
long
be a
had
part
it
of
been since y'all talked?
25 years.
God.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk at all once we
Did you
graduated.
remember her?
Yeah, I remember who she was.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I remember who she
awesome.
was. And we got together for lunch. And y'all, in the beginning of the houses, like I was crazy busy because I was working too. So I was waiting tables, I was cleaning houses, and I was doing the sober living houses. So she would call all the time and be like, "What can I do? What can I do?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I'm here right now, but just go to the houses and see what they need, you know?" And she did. She went to the houses and she spent time with the girls and she brought them to the store if they needed to go to the store. And she cooked them dinner and brought it over there. And it was just a beautiful thing.
And Amanda's not in recovery. I don't think we talked
Amanda
about that.
is not.
She's not. Okay.
She is not.
Yeah.
She struggled with a food addiction once upon a time, so she kind of has some kind of insight of what an
Right.
addiction can do. I gave her the big book probably the second or third day that we met. That lady knows the big book better than we do.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? Like she wants to understand it. Like she wants to understand the struggle, you know?
Yeah.
And for a person that's not an addict, she does a really good
And
job.
that always sits special with me, like for people that's not like us to actually want to understand and like, you know,
Right.
get down and do the work
Right.
with no lived experience of it. That takes a special person.
Right.
Absolutely.
Shout out you, Miss Amanda.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So
And Dr. Younger as well. Like, that was
Absolutely.
a God thing, y'all. So Amanda's like, we're going to go interview this lady.
She said you was bringing me some meta glasses that she.
She lied.
so you've opened the houses. Amanda comes in, and then
And so I always wanted more for them,
absolutely
right? I always wanted IOP. I mean, I didn't even think about treatment at the time,
Right.
but I always wanted IOP, and she knew that that was my desire. Like, that's what I wanted to happen. And I always thought I'd be able to save up enough sober living money to open IOP. That's a joke,
Yeah,
right?
good luck.
That's a joke, right? But in the beginning, that's how I thought I was going to do it, you know? And we went to the Ark, my husband, her husband, she and I. And on the way back, she's like, "Do you really want to open IOP?" And I was like, "Oh my God, yes." You know, it's better for them. You
Absolutely.
know, it holds them more accountable. They're still getting that group therapy. They're getting that one-on-one therapy. Like the houses are healthier because of it. You know,
Accountability of the weekly drug screens
yes,
and all that. Yeah.
yes. And I
yeah.
just knew that it would be. I just didn't have the means, you know. And from the time that she said, "Do you want to open IOP?" till the day IOP opened was about 30 days. When I tell you
Dang.
she's a beast, when it comes like paperwork and stuff like that and red tape, her other job is a construction company and they do like sidewalks and stuff like that.
Okay.
So she's used to dealing
City
with red
regs and
tape.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's used to that.
servitude and all that.
So I mean,
Yep.
just like he couldn't have put a better team together. You know what I mean? He couldn't have
That's
put
amazing.
It is just. And then the people that we have working for us, the Liams, the Landons, you know, I'm not going to name any other names because I'm going to forget somebody, and I don't want to
Leo,
do that.
Jess.
All
Joey, I got you.
everybody. And it's just like the people that he put together, even just to work there, you know, it's just one big happy family.
I remember when I can't remember what conference it was, but you came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm about to start an IOP." And I was like, "Okay." Me not knowing that like regular people can just start IOP, like you ain't got a doctor, you ain't got this and that. So I was like, "Okay," but now to see you started an IOP, I had to put my foot in my mouth.
Well,
That
it was so funny, too. You bring up the doctor thing. And I remember when we hired our addictionologist for IOP, right? And we have this interview with this lady. And I go home that night, and I'm laying in my bed, and I'm like, "I hired a doctor today." Like, that's crazy. Like that is just insane. You know what I mean? You sit there and you think about it. It's just absolutely insane.
yeah.
and it's not a cakewalk. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes involved in it. I know, and so kudos
Cooties.
to what y'all have done there. But let's get to the nitty gritty. There's a reason you have a passion.
Yep.
We heard a little bit about it when we talked with Liam and Landon from their perspective. What was it like? You know what?
My poor babies, huh? We were super blessed that they were taken care of.
Y'all have done amazing.
You know what I mean? They were
Liam
very
is
well taken
special.
care of when I was out. You know what I mean? They were taken care of. They didn't miss a meal.
Yeah.
They didn't miss clean clothes. They didn't, stuff that a lot of people's kids have to when they're out.
absolutely.
You know? So my family, you know what I mean? I thank God for them. So
Let's start at the beginning.
let's start at the beginning. By the time I graduated high school, I smoked pot 5 times in my life. Now I drank a little bit, like I'd go out and party or
Yeah.
whatever, but I smoked pot 5 times in my life, like college. By the time I graduated college, 5 times in my life.
Shit.
I think I did acid one time or something like that, right? Like I wasn't a big druggie, you know, and a lot of my friends were. They'd come over after being up all night and say, I have to come over and lay down for a little while because I can't go home like this, you know what I mean? I'm hiding them from my mom and dad, and I just never had an interest in it. When I know the boys told y'all about, you know, Roland went away or whatever, but when he came home, he was in a really bad place. Like
Yeah.
everything that he worked for his entire life for was changed now, right? And we didn't know what direction to go in, and it was just like a really sad time. And we started experimenting, and that's exactly what it was. It'd be a little cocaine once a month, once every other month, ecstasy here or there, but nothing big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing like that took control.
Cocaine and ecstasy, nothing big.
Yeah.
Nothing that took control of my life. Like
Yeah.
that didn't take control of my life. One time I wanted to go buy cocaine, and they didn't have it, but they had crack cocaine.
That shit'll take control of your
That'll take
life.
super control.
Y'all, the first time I ever smoked it, I heard angels singing. Like I didn't care about anything. Like it took the weight of the world off of my shoulders. And there was a lot of weight there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There was a lot of family issues going on. It was a lot. It was a lot. And so it just took the weight off my shoulders. So when I felt like things were too heavy, I'd go. Now, I never used every day. I wasn't like this person that went off for months or years at a time and used every day. Like I knew in my heart that I was not born to be that person.
Absolutely.
That God created me for more. Like I always knew that, you
Right.
know? And so I always fought it. So it wasn't like, I'm just going to do this for 5-10 years of my life. Like I always fought it. Like in that 10-year span that I used, there was a lot more sober time than there was using time.
Right.
But there was a lot of messed up things that happened. You know what I mean? I dropped my kids off at their friend's house and said, I'll be back in a couple hours. And I thought I would be back in a couple hours, but I wasn't, you know? And then I called my mom and dad to go pick them up, like embarrassing stuff, you know? So in and out of treatment.
So let's focus on that. So with that first treatment experience, what was kind of a catalyst that led to that?
You know, there's not, like, in my immediate family, nobody's an addict except for me, right? So even just a little bit of using is way too much, you know?
Right.
So a lot of people wait till it gets really bad. Like, using one time is really bad for them, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or really
yeah.
bad. So it wasn't like it was, like, all the way out of control, but I would disappear for the night and come home, or I'd disappear for a couple nights, you know, and stuff like that. I remember telling my mom and dad, so Roland and I were just in a really bad place, and it was time for me to go. And we lived about 3 blocks away from my mom and dad, and it was close to Christmas. And I called them at 8 o'clock in the morning. We had been using all night long, right? And I'm looking at him, and he's sleeping, and I'm just disgusted. Not by him personally, but just the situation.
Yeah,
Right,
where you're at.
And exactly. And so he looks at me, he's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I got to go to mom and dad's for a little while. Like, I got to figure this out, you know? And I knew when I left that time, like, because we had separated before, but I knew when I left that time that that could not be. That was not what God had for me, you
Yeah.
know? And I'm not talking bad about him at all. He is an amazing friend still at every family function, at every holiday. Me, him, and Mark get along great, you know? He's got a girlfriend. And I love her to death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's something new in the whole mix of the
That's-
things.
I can't. In my culture, that don't go like that. But go ahead. We're not gonna get into that. That's for a different episode.
I mean, it's just, it really is. That's a God thing too.
yeah, 100.
That's
You know what? More than a God thing, that's a grown adult thing.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
we're
grown
all
adult.
great
It's
friends.
mature.
We all hang
Yeah.
out Tuesday night there at family dinner at my sister's house. You know,
We heard
like,
about family dinner.
We did.
family
yeah.
dinner's
We hear
great, y'all.
we got invited actually.
Y'all should come. I'm serious.
Go by the Red Stick Boys.
We would definitely.
Y'all should come one Tuesday night and
We
just
would-
see
we would come.
the absolute pure joy chaos.
I would love
We
to.
would love to come.
So much fun. We're gonna set something up.
Yeah,
what
for
y'all want my
sure.
mom to cook?
Well, you Italian.
Yep, bushelloni.
Oh man, you know I gotta get some
Bushelloni,
hair
spaghetti
pasta,
and
angel hair.
meatballs.
Come on now.
Yes.
Why would you go have
yes.
anything
Now
else
listen.
than Italian
I don't know.
family?
Now listen,
Y'all gonna drive all the way out to Covington?
I will,
Family
but
dinner.
listen.
What?
So I come from an Italian. You can't tell from me, but you look at my brothers and stuff. I come from an Italian family. Really only like my mama's meatballs and spaghetti.
I only like my mama's meatballs and spaghetti.
But I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I still
I'll give it a
haven't
try.
got more.
Huh?
I don't know what I did wrong. I still haven't got more. I've been pleading for more meatballs.
You've had them before?
Yes.
Paula ain't ever cooked you some more? That's probably because you keep wishing another grandchild on her. She mad at you for that.
She brought them to elevate
Yeah,
that
that's
time.
right, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, so you have this moment of clarity and you go to your parents' house.
Yes, and so there was a hole in my heart bigger than anything I've ever experienced in my entire life because I knew it was over. And like I remember telling him one time, like I would like nail him down to the floor as my kids are gonna have what I have, meaning a full family,
Yeah.
right? I never wanted separated holidays or you know what I mean, like this back and forth thing. Like I never wanted that for the boys. And so when I left that time, I just knew, you know.
How
And
old were the boys at this point?
That was right before I went to Teen Challenge, like 10 and 13.
Okay.
Okay, so when I went to mom and dad's with this huge hole in my heart, I spiraled out of control, right? Rented the car out for drugs. The car went gone. It was my grandmother's car. I got it
Oh,
when
Lord.
she died.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. It was bad. And I knew I had to do something drastic then, you know. I mean, I had to go home and tell them, you know, the car's gone.
Yeah,
you know?
and
And so I knew I had to do something drastic. I was living with the drug dealer, and Roland would come pick me up, and he would get me like whatever I needed or whatever, right? Or tell me, you know, I'm coming to get you for the boys' games or whatever the case was at the time. And he was getting ready to go to Texas to train for a new job for like 12 weeks or something like that. And he's like, "You're going with me. I'm taking the kids from you." You know what I mean? He's like, "I cannot leave you out here."
yeah.
And when I tell you he's amazing, but he was my biggest enabler, y'all.
So, and just I guess to clarify a little bit, he never, because obviously y'all were using together.
Well, and it never got him like it got me.
Okay, yeah.
And I think a big part of him being so involved and wrapped up in it, I mean, he was 13 years older than me, and I got stuck and he didn't. So there was
Okay.
like, he felt, I believe that he felt a lot of, you know, conviction over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that went.
So Teen Challenge was the first go.
No.
Oh, no.
It was a bunch of. Well, there was only two. My dad dropped me off at Odyssey House, and he came back 3 days later for Family Day, and he said, "Go get your stuff."
He must
I
ain't
thought
see
they were
that.
all like that.
I ain't
Yeah.
talking bad about never. He must ain't.
Yeah, he's like, "Go get your stuff." And
Yeah.
3 days later, I was at ADU,
Okay.
the one in Mandeville.
What's ADU?
Adult
I never heard of that one.
drug unit.
Is it
Adult drug
closed
unit.
now?
Yeah, they closed.
Okay, that's probably why I never heard of it.
They just
Okay.
closed like a week ago. Fountain Blue.
Really?
Fountain Blue in Mandeville.
Oh.
The women's side is called
okay,
ADU.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I went there, and that's when I started using 4 days later. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I went to a bunch of outpatients, right, trying to do it that way. And then I went to Teen Challenge.
Okay.
And life-changing experience, y'all. I would not have the relationship I have with God today if it wasn't for that place. I mean, life-changing. If anybody has a year to spend in their life that they really just have to spend, go get it. You know what I mean? Go get it. So I went to Teen Challenge. I was probably sober about 6 months after that one. And then it was the Grove. So the Grove is
So
when
that was 2013-ish.
yeah, that's when
Yeah.
Operation Angels came in.
Okay, yes,
And
which is a great story. It's
What?
one of my favorites.
Operation Ing.
So I'm gonna let her tell her, but I just want to phrase it from my point of view. Covington, Mandeville area creates this program where cops say if you're addicted to drugs, you can come just tell us. And I'm thinking, in my addict, when I first hear the story, I'm like got like 6 months, maybe 8 months sober. So I'm still kind of in that addict mind. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm just going to, do that. But they did. She did.
So, well, it was one cop. So I would go into a neighborhood that I didn't belong in and stick out like a sore thumb. And the same cop must have worked the same area. And he would stop me and get my information. And he's like, there's a program called Operation Angels. I kept going on a waiting list for ADU over and over again. But when it was my time to come up, I would leave the day before, right? Because I didn't want to go do it. I mean, who wants to go do that? And so, I mean, I did that like 4 or 5 times. I thought Roland was going to kill me. And so this guy keeps stopping me, this police officer, he keeps stopping me, and he's like, you don't belong out here, you know? And I guess he like did some stalking or whatever, like Facebook or whatever, because he'd say, where's Liam and Landon right now?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, shouldn't you be home right now? Where are the boys? Are they even home from school yet? Depending on the time of day.
Yeah.
Like, who's putting them in bed tonight? Like, he would do stuff like that. And I wanted to go and I needed to go and I know I needed to go, but I always wanted that one more day, right? One more day, one more day.
One more day's
So,
never enough.
It's not.
But it's always too much.
So, my typical spree would be about 3 days and I'd go back home. You know what I mean? And it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be 2 months. You never know.
And just to clarify, a crack spree, 3 days is a lot of crack.
It's a lot of crack.
And it's
Yeah,
a lot
not
of money.
going to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I didn't do anything else when I was out there. I didn't even smoke weed when I was out there. Like, that was it.
It was just
you know?
digging through the carpet.
Help me, Jesus. Anyway, yes. So he keeps telling me, well, I go home and Roland's furious because I missed my bed again, right? And he said, and I said, don't be mad though. There's this program called Operation Angels. He immediately gets online and starts calling the people and all this. So he's like, we're going tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. So I left when he went to sleep and I left for 7 days, y'all. Well, I called him at 3 days and I'm like, come pick me up. And he's like, you can get home however you got there. And I would call from Star 67. My phone was already given to the crack dealer, right? So he couldn't get in touch with me. So I said, okay, I'll call you back in 3 more days and we'll see how you feel about it. You know what I mean? And I hung up on him. In 3 more days, he came and picked me up. So it was like 7 days that I was out there. And I'd never done that before. That was rough.
Just bad.
That was rough. And sometimes.
Yeah, we heard
No, it's so bad. It was
sometimes.
so bad. Like when I tell you, it was awful. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Through the grace of God, I never got hurt out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never got hurt. Never got, hit, raped, like whatever. Like it could have happened.
By the
Multiple
grace of God.
Times,
Yeah.
like he had his hand on me then. And maybe if I would have, maybe I wouldn't have went back. You know what I mean? But he needed me to learn more.
Absolutely.
He needed me to learn more. And so I remember going to church when we first started, like when I first started smoking crack and hiding it from everybody and being like, God, please let that be the last time. Like this, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Please because when the click happened, I had no control over it. We know that, right?
Absolutely.
We know that through the disease of addiction. So, I would beg God at church, like, please just take that from me. And he didn't. And the reason why he didn't is because I couldn't do what I do today if he did, Like, you look back at it, the 9th step promises. I'll never wish to close the door on it. You know what I mean? That one.
Yeah.
I'll never regret the past or wish to close the door on it. So, Roland's calling them, and he says, you're going tomorrow. I leave for 7 days, and I come back, and he has everything. He has packed all my stuff. It's in the car. It was Liam's senior year first football game. And I'm like, please let me go to the game, and then I'll go tomorrow. He said he doesn't want you at the game. A lot of those.
I bet that was a
y'all.
heartbreaker.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
That was. So his first 4 games his senior year of high school, I missed. And y'all don't understand, I don't miss football games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was rough. It was really rough.
There was lots of pass requests for football games.
Really?
I mean, because when I was with you, he was playing college ball.
Yeah. Was it Landon didn't play? But Landon didn't play?
Landon played high school.
Yeah, okay.
So Friday would be Landon,
Right,
and
yeah.
then Saturday would be Liam. Yeah. Y'all, that was the best
Did
time
he
of
ever
my
let
life.
you go?
Huh?
Did he
Let
ever
her
let
go
you
to
go?
all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Did you really?
Yes.
Yeah, even the
Oh.
ones I was on contract, and if they were out of state, he let me go. He did.
He did not have a heart back then. Don't buck his head.
No,
up.
he
'Cause
didn't.
We argue all the time.
No, he didn't have a heart back then.
Okay. So he did.
It was an undercover heart.
I just think he knew I was gonna leave if he didn't let me go. And I was like 1 or 2 paying rent at the time.
He was hoping if he let
Oh,
you
my
go, you
God.
can convince Liam to go to LSU if he could play. That's probably what it was.
Landon's getting his master's from LSU right now.
We heard.
Yeah, I'm so
Yep.
proud
We had a
of them.
conversation with him. Did you see it? No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yes, she left plenty of comments. We
I
appreciate
did.
it.
Y'all didn't comment back.
We did.
Y'all said y'all were gonna comment back.
Sidekicks. That was me.
I didn't get a notification.
Oh
I guess
yeah,
I'll
I'm
have to
sorry.
go
I
find it.
commented. I responded to all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him, and I didn't get a
So
notification.
she want to see Built by the Red Stick comment.
Oh, okay.
back. I get it. All right, Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, fix it. So I
So you missed the first game, or
I couldn't go, and he brings me to the police station. Roland does, And y'all, I'd been barely slept for 7 days. Like I slept some, but like barely. You're talking an hour here, hour there, maybe 2 hours here or whatever. And so I'm very irritable. I don't have cigarettes. He wouldn't stop and buy me cigarettes. So I'm telling the chief, like he comes down and he's so nice. Tim Lynch, y'all. That man, he has a special place in my heart. And he comes down and he's like so eager to help. Like this is what he wanted. This was what the program was all about.
Right.
You know, and so they sent me to Serenity Center.
Yep.
They sent me to Serenity Center. But he was so eager to help. And I'm like, I'm not going if I don't get a cigarette now, you know? They send somebody to go buy a pack of cigarettes, you know? You know how you can be. I remember when I was going to the Grove the second time, or actually the first treatment I did with them, I didn't have my tennis shoes. And I tell my mom and dad I want tennis shoes. And they're like, oh, we'll go to Walmart and grab you a pair of tennis shoes. I'm like, I'm not wearing Walmart tennis shoes. Let's go buy a pair of Nikes or I'm not going to treatment. You know what I mean? Like, just,
Entitled.
that's who we were.
Yeah.
That's who we were.
I remember, like, I think the first time I ever went to treatment, I remember because I'd heard, I've had family members go and, you know, I'd known a little bit about treatment, but it was the first time. And, like, I'd heard of places saying, like, you couldn't smoke cigarettes. And so it wasn't, I didn't care about therapy. I didn't care about programming. I didn't care about where I was sleeping. I said, can I smoke cigarettes?
Mhm.
And if I can, I need a carton.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was, I don't know. So they sent me to Serenity Center. Williamson, what's her first name? I hope so.
Lindsay.
Lindsay
Yep.
Williamson. She came and picked me up. She came and picked me up from there, and she's talking to me, and I'm talking back to her. And next thing you know, I'm out like a light, and we show up at Serenity Center. They let me go to sleep for the weekend. It was a Friday, thank God. I got a lot out of the program. I really, really did. But I got kicked out the day before graduating for talking to a boy. And so I couldn't go to their sober living houses. This was a God thing, too. This was a complete God thing. And that Friday night was Liam's homecoming game. So I got kicked out the day of the homecoming game where I got to go as opposed to, God did that for me. God did that for me.
Oh, yeah.
He does. So God
has a way of bending his rules
he
for us sometimes.
does.
Justification's so real right now.
Does.
The justice.
So I got to go to the homecoming game. And then, so I'm sitting outside waiting for, I believe, my dad to come and get me. And Miss Monique comes by and she's like, rough day, huh? I'm like, you could say so. And she's like, where are you going to go? I said, I have no idea because this was the plan and now it's not. I guess I'll figure it out. Well, she took me back up to her office and she called Miss Denise. And that's another one. I love that lady with my whole heart and soul. But she called her and their house was full, and they went and got another bed and put it in a bedroom so that way I could go. I mean, it was just all a God thing.
Listen.
It was all a God thing, and I learned everything.
So was that Ormondy?
Yep, Ormondy. Yep, and
Boy, that house.
what? We had fun there.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just rushing all the memories back.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was good. It was good stuff.
I did the flower bed there because when I first started
They
working.
didn't have
Yeah,
that
you were
house
doing
back then.
maintenance.
When I first started at the
And-
Grove, I was a maintenance man.
Yep, I was about to say something else, but I'm not. Okay. Where was I? Oh, so they send me there, and I mean, I was able. Most addicts, and I don't know how to say this without sounding prideful, so don't take it that way, are less fortunate than I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I was the
absolutely.
only one with a car, right?
You're right, right.
And so I was able to give so much, and I don't know if y'all know that, but like that is my favorite thing to do in the whole wide world is to give.
We've met.
Yeah, I mean, just like give. Like I just want to pour out and give and love. And so there was these people, and I always felt guilty for being an addict because the traumas that they dealt with, I felt like are more trauma than what I had to deal with. You know what I mean?
Same.
And
Same.
so there was always this guilt sitting in a circle and listening to their stories and be like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Talking to myself.
Yeah.
How dare you be an addict? But that sounds ridiculous too. We're born with it, I believe. So, I mean, now I'm stuck.
I think God knew we would need somebody like you too. As well.
Aw.
you
So
know.
I was able to like really give rides and just like help. I was able to give rides and help people out. And I don't know, maybe a month, 2 months into it, they asked me to be a house leader. And I found my purpose.
Yeah.
I found my passion. I found what I was born to do. You know what I mean? Without all those struggles, I would never be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Perkins.
Yes.
and I was a house leader of 22 girls. You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
And it was
This was still before me.
Yeah.
it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. It was like a big old fraternity. I mean, sorority house. We had a lot of fun.
It was wild.
We did. We had a lot of fun. It was such a beautiful house. And I just found what I was born to do there. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that, they started leadership skills in me and they allowed me to do that. I'm just grateful for my time at the Grove shaped me into who I am. I stayed almost a year in sober living. I said I was going to stay for 30 days because I'd have twice the chances of staying sober if it was 60 instead of 30. How stupid does that sound? But that's what I told myself. And so 30 days later, I was able to go home and spend the night with the boys. And I drove into Covington and this dark cloud came over me and my hands started sweating and my heart started palpitating. And I'm like, Turn around and go back to Baton Rouge. And I did. It took a little while. And I felt like that for a while going back to Covington. So I knew it wasn't time to go home. So then I said after the holidays, because that was in September, October. So I'm like, let me get through the holidays. Everybody relapses through the holidays. And it was back in June of the next summer before I left, and God told me when it was time to go. So I started looking for sober living houses in Covington. And they didn't have it. They had Oxford houses, but my spiritual walk at that time, I couldn't have some of the things that are allowed going on there, right?
Yeah.
And so they're a lot more, lenient or whatever. And I needed accountability. I wanted the same accountability that I had in Baton Rouge and Covington. So I called my dad. I'm really upset, and I don't know what to do. Do I stay? I know God's telling me to leave. I don't want to go back to Roland's house. And I could. Y'all, me and Roland lived together for 7 years, not in a relationship.
Yeah.
He had his room, I had my room, and the boys had their room. And we did all the family stuff together, you know what I mean? But we were not in a relationship in any sort of way for 7 years. And so I didn't know what to do. I was torn. I could go to Michelle's house, but we're better off when we live separate. You know what I mean? I love my sister. Ooh, shout out to my sister. She is just, she's my rock. You know what I mean? She's my rock. The boys are so close to her. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what I'd do without my sister. But moving on, I didn't know what to do. So I called my dad and I was very upset. And while I'm at Perkins, being a house leader of 22 people, I'm telling my dad, passion and purpose and what I believe I was created for and what God's telling me and yada, yada, yada. And so he says, go find your first house. He's like, I will finance, not your first house. Because at that time, we didn't think we were building what we're building right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But go find a house. I wanted to live in a house with girls that held me accountable just as I held them accountable, right? So he said, go find a house. We'll put girls in it. You know what I mean? He's like, I'll open your sober living house for you. And he did. And I remember going to the bank with him and he gave me a $10,000 check. And I'm driving back across the Causeway Bridge with this $10,000 check. And I'm like, this man's a fool. What is he thinking? You know what I mean? What are they thinking? Thank God it all worked out. But at the time, I was like, they're nuts. I had a year sober, but still.
Absolutely.
$10,000 is a lot of money. I could have had a lot of fun with $10,000.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't know if it was gonna make it. Did I hear God wrong? Because it took a while to get people and to get it out there and everything. To actually get people in the house, it was me and one other girl. I was working my butt off, paying the rent and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. So then comes Mark. Mark's son passed away. I don't know if y'all know it. 6 years old. And he dated a girl. He dated a girl that was in Teen Challenge with us. I got her into the Grove, okay? Her name was, no, I'm not going to do names. Stop. So I got her into the Grove, and her mom called me and was like, she's in jail. I need to get her straight to treatment. So I sent her to the Grove, and her mom called me 2 weeks later and said Mark's son had passed away. And they were together for a while, And so I went back to Baton Rouge to tell her what happened. And they allowed her to go to the funeral if her mom or myself brought her. And her mom couldn't get off work. So I brought her to Mark's son's funeral. And that's how kind of we reunited. Because I hadn't seen him since Teen Challenge, And I didn't talk to him at all when we were in Teen Challenge. I thought he was a big jerk. I thought he was a lot like you, Michael.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just
That's why you love me. That's why
At
you
that
love
time.
me.
At that time. And I just felt so bad, So he Facebook messaged one day, and I just started talking to him.
Yeah.
He was living in Shreveport at an Oxford house, and I was living with the girls at
Y'all's first house.
first house, and I kept getting calls for boys. After this, you remember when it all came out and everything? We did the open house or whatever,
Yep.
and the chief had all those people out there, and it was just hitting it. Well, we kept getting calls for boys, but I didn't have a boy house. So, Mark and I are talking, and I'm going to visit him. He's coming to visit me, and I'm like, we really need a boys' house. And he's coming to visit one time, and he's like, I got a surprise for you. And I'm like, okay. And he moved into an Oxford house in Mandeville.
Wow.
He moved from Shreveport to Mandeville, and we started looking for a boys' house. And the rest is just
One became two, and
two became
now they're 16.
three, and now they're 16.
16 is crazy.
It's so amazing though.
It is.
It's so amazing. Like we have 160 people that we could just call and count on and be there for, and I mean it's just.
And it in the 12-step book that we all know so well, it talks about it in chapter 12 where it says we get to watch a community grow amongst us.
Yes.
And that's what you've done, is you've built a community and you've found support for not only you supporting them, but they support you.
Oh, they do.
And you have the ability to continue to carry your passion into everything that you do and everything that y'all are building. And it's a beautiful thing. So congratulations on that.
And then the business partners they're like, go do your thing. You know what I mean? Like they just go do your thing. When we first opened everything, there was 2 rules. I'm not touching a computer. Don't email me, right? I don't at all. If there's some computer work that needs to be done, guess what? I'm calling
I can't
somebody.
do it.
And I'm like, email this person, email that person, do this, do that. I'm always on the road anyway. Not that I couldn't use my phone, but yeah, I don't touch computers and I don't have to email anybody.
So, finding your sobriety and finding your purpose and all of that, like, how has that restored the family? We heard from it.
God aspect of it. I remember Liam brought up the verse,
Yeah.
Acts 16:31.
Absolutely.
Believe in the Lord your God and you will be saved, you and your whole household. And I wrote him a letter when I was in Teen Challenge. He still has that letter, okay? That was 15 years ago? He still has that letter. And, of course I'm sorry and I love you and I'm going to get it together. I remember one time they asked me, Mom, promise me you're going to stay sober, like in some rehab or whatever. And I finally realized I can't promise you that. You know what I mean? Like, I love you with my whole heart and soul, and I'm going to give it everything I got, but I can't promise you that. Like, it has a mind of its own, When Mark and I relapsed together, when I came back, right? They knew Mark had relapsed before they knew I had relapsed, and Liam said, Mom, if you relapse, I'm never going to talk to you again. And that's all I could think about when I knew I had to go sit down and tell him I'm going to a 30-day program again. After we started the houses, that was very, very, very humbling. And just walking
But you
back
did
in the
it.
Grove. I did.
You did it. And
I
think,
did.
and Ronnie brought reference to it, and you've brought reference to it. It's so hard in the moment to see what God's doing, but now that, you've, like, part of that is what allows you to continue to build such a, monument of hope for others, because it happens to people.
It does.
Yup.
It happens.
Absolutely.
And I'm not mad at any of them when it happens. And I hope if it ever happens to me, they're not mad at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it does happen. And it's really sad. It's like being on a diet and you eat a piece of cake. Like, it's that simple. Like, I know we act like it's this big old huge thing. And it is. It is. But I mean, come on, let's get back up. Let's get back up and let's do it again.
So many times, like, not to make light of it, like, I want to make a reference to kind of what you were talking about, because saying it's so simple, people might be like, oh, well, that's easy to say. We're not saying that getting sober is simple, but we're saying so many times the pride and ego of a relapse keep you from coming back, when it really is just that simple to just come back. Yes, there's shame. Yes, there's guilt, but every human being battles with that, no matter what their burden is in life.
Yeah.
Right. And so being able to, and yes, it is easier said than done, but there's people like Melissa and Dr. Younger and Liam and Landon and Jess. And I mean, this is what, episode 84, 85,
yeah, something like that.
and we've
We
probably
are.
interviewed 60 people. And we're all humans, and there's plenty of care and there's plenty of compassion.
Well, I remember you were one of the first people I saw when I walked back in the Grove. And
I'm sorry.
I cried and he just hugged me, you know what I mean?
What?
And then there was,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He
Which
did.
version of Mike did you
He
get?
did. He just felt sorry for me.
God just had his hand on you his whole life. Because I spoke to Mike in the hallway, and he walked right past me, didn't even acknowledge my existence.
We got in plenty of headstrong arguments while I was there. We did. We absolutely did. But at that moment, he knew what I needed. You know what I mean? And he does have a heart for it, you know? And then there was Miss Denise. And then there was the next one, and just like hugged the whole way down the hallway. You know what I mean? Just crying and be able to go back to family. You know what I mean? I don't care how much we fight. We're family, you know? And, like, just knowing that there was a safe place to go, you know? And that's what I want Restoring Freedom to be, you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Like, we're here, you know?
Yep.
I just want to be there.
And who better to have a place like that than somebody who's been through it? And so before Mike wrap it up, I want to ask a question because, you know, this is something I'm currently going through. What was it like getting the trust back of your kids, building that relationship back up? And is it something like you still doing now till this day at almost over 8 years sober?
They're so forgiving.
Yeah.
They are really so forgiving, y'all. I was blessed. You know, and I was really blessed when Liam said he wouldn't talk to me again, and I knew I had to go do the 30 days, and I knew I had to tell him. His dad took him to eat and told him at the restaurant, and he calls me, and I know that this is going on right now, so I'm like waiting by my phone to see what's going on. And he calls me, and he says, I love you. And I said, do you want to talk about it? He said, I'll call you when I get in the car. And I said, okay. And it was probably like 30 minutes later, and he got in his car and he called me. And that baby, I know he's a grown man to y'all, but he's my baby. That baby bawled on the phone, did not say a word. Just let me hear the pain and the hurt. That's one of my biggest step one experiences there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Letting me hear the pain and the hurt. Like it had to have been 10 minutes. He just sobbed on the phone and not saying a word, you know? I love you, Mom. I'm here for you. Hurry up and get out because it was getting ready to start another season for college. Hurry up and get out. You're my number one football fan. Like I remember when he was 7 years old and he was going to make touchdowns and I'm running down the thing with him, you know what I mean? And he'd throw the ball down and he'd run up to me and give me the biggest hug in the world. Like I was everything, you know?
Absolutely.
And
excuse me.
I don't know. I just thank God for the life that I have today.
Amazing.
So, you know, kind of as we wrap up, I love to get the perception of you on this topic because while God's been graceful, Restoring Freedom and True Freedom have a lot of your experience and your learned experience handprint on it. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think it is besides the people? Because we've had the privilege of interviewing now 5 of the great people that work there, and I guarantee you there's countless more. I guarantee you. What do you think is some of the difference that y'all are able to provide?
It's the God aspect. It's how we push that.
Absolutely.
And we don't push it like you don't have to go do anything, but y'all, you can't stay sober without them. You cannot stay sober without them. So why wait till we get all the way to step, 5 or 6 or whatever when we start actually working on? Why not right when you get there?
Right.
Like surrender now.
Right.
Like you can't see him, but whatever you're doing's not working. So let's just try this way, right? Because without God, like nothing's possible. Like he is so good.
Yep.
He's so good.
I second that.
Yes, Lord.
What a moment.
So before we wrap up, our final question is always important because it's a chance for you to, you know, if somebody's listening to this and relates to your story or they're just down bad and they just can't seem to find a way, what's your words of inspiration for them?
Don't give up. That's Mark saying, never give up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many times you fall, just get back up. It's going to click one day. It's going to click one day. It took me forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's going to click one day. And just don't give up. Keep fighting the good fight. Like, it's so worth it, y'all.
It's never too late.
It's
I always
so
tell
worth it.
people,
And it's not. I was 36 years old. It's some crazy number when I went into the Grove the first time.
Yeah.
Like, 36 years old. You know, I'm old.
I'm old, too.
I'll be 48 soon.
I'll be 40 this year.
I mean, I wish I was going to be 40 this year.
You had 8 years ago.
I'll be 37.
Liar. How old are you?
I'll be 37.
Really? Y'all got it young.
Yeah, he was a baby bossing us around.
Yeah, I know. I know, huh?
I got sober at 26.
Wow, good for you. I mean, there's just so much life. There's so much more possibilities at that time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The fact that all this happened in 8 years
It's
is
beautiful.
a miracle.
That's,
I mean,
yeah,
that's just
impressive.
a miracle.
Yeah.
So how can how can people find you? How can people find you?
They can call me.
Do you want them to call you, or you want them to find you on Facebook?
They can call Landon.
They can call Landon.
Yeah,
There you
let's
go.
do Landon.
Give him Landon's
Landon. I'll call Landon at 504-559-0266.
And listen, if we've had the privilege of A, knowing Melissa for a long time, but B, also seeing what they're doing at True Freedom and Restoring Freedom from the jump. And it really is a great place. So we've been blessed to be able to bring a lot of y'all different avenues. And look, if you're anywhere in Louisiana and Restoring Freedom sounds like a place that you want to go find God and find your true self and find freedom.
Freedom.
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Freedom. How do we find freedom?
Through
You restore it through Jesus
yes,
Christ.
Lord.
Y'all, he is just,
Restoration, redemption.
I mean, he is just,
And we're going to go on a little crazy thing real quick, but just because you brought it up, and I've talked to you about this, probably like 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I was talking with a buddy of mine, and he's big. I've never been a big church guy. I just haven't. But he always has. And I was looking for something. And so over the last 3 months, I have consistently gone to church.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
wow.
And,
It
so
will
proud of
change
him.
your
It's been
life.
pretty
Oh,
amazing.
wait, real quick. We talked about the Acts 16:31 or whatever. Like, my sister and them would go to church, but there was nothing. There was no fruit. You know what I mean? There was no fruit. She was
Yeah.
kind of hard, and I mean, she was the last one to talk to me when the family started talking to me again. Like, she was just done with me because the hurt that I did to the kids. You know, and today she's like, it's okay, let's put you in treatment. And I was like, why didn't I get that? You know what I mean? But like there's so much fruit in her life. Like,
Yeah.
even if that was just the one person that I helped get a relationship with God and find peace and freedom, like, because she might not be an addict, but we all struggle with something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Without that God in you and without the fruits, the fruit and showing, you're not happy. There's no joy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to see her living that life, and then her husband also is going to church, and you can have an awesome conversation. They read the Bible every day, and that's not going to save you. No, it will save your life. I don't know what I was about to say, but no, it will. It will. Spending time with God is just such a precious thing.
Absolutely.
Do you
It's
feel?
underrated.
Huh?
It's underrated.
It's very underrated.
Super underrated. And I
It
think more people should
is.
spend time with God
Yeah.
and build by the rest it
Yeah. And restoring freedom.
and restoring freedom.
Yes.
We can help you restore your freedom.
I have a newfound outlook of restoring freedom.
Okay.
Like, you know how people just name a facility to have a name for a facility, but from what I'm hearing, like that.
I think
that's
there's more
why
to
it's-
it than that.
What?
Naming a facility just to name it.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like certain you hear a name of certain places and it don't, I don't know. Never mind. That's a different story. I want to ruffle no feathers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
and
ruffle
then
no
Mark
feathers.
came up with the whole True Freedom on that group chat, that group that we have on Facebook or whatever.
What
and
about the 20-person text group chat y'all in? I want to be in that too.
Oh, do you?
No.
Okay. It's amazing. Ronnie, you want to go on a run for me?
I want to go on a run for you?
Yeah.
What you mean?
To pick people
Go
up.
pick somebody up and bring them to me.
See the way my schedule's set up, I better have time to pick my kids up.
Yeah.
Which is
well,
why I got
neither
married.
do I, but guess what?
They both
They
drive.
find time. They do.
20
I
miles.
send them. I
Listen.
send them. Look, Landon sends me. They're more my bosses than I am theirs now because, I mean, what they're actually doing. They're like, go do this, go do that, come do this, come do that. And I'm like, okay, here I come. It's beautiful.
Ronnie,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You are, no.
Unfortunately.
Hug me like you did Melissa.
Unfortunately.
Hug me like you did Melissa and I do it.
Unfortunately, we've gotten to your least favorite.
This is my least favorite time. As always, we'd like to thank our guest, Miss Melissa, from the bottom of our hearts.
And restoring freedom
And restoring-
for
I
the
was
whole.
gonna get to that.
I know, but I just wanted to do
You
it.
wanted to do it too? Okay. From the bottom of our hearts for sitting down and having this intimate, vulnerable conversation with us and being transparent. And a big shout out to Restoring Freedom for allowing Miss Melissa to take time out of her busy schedule and saving people and being a vessel for people and giving us the opportunity to have this platform for the whole entire month of February. Your contributions are duly duly appreciated. And yeah, y'all doing some great things out there. And like I say, I do have a better understanding and a newfound feeling for Restored Freedom after getting to meet 4 wonderful people from there. Who was the 5th?
Well, you had 2 on one day.
Oh my God. Don't map me before 2 o'clock, sir, on a Monday. As always, if you or somebody you know is struggling, relative, friend, cousin, uncle, niece, nephew, auntie, whatever, please reach out to us. You can find me at Ronnie LeDuff on Facebook. You can find him at Michael Axelrod Oakley on Facebook. We got Restoring Freedom at restoringfreedom.com, I think.
Restorefree.com.
Restorefree.com.
And then
TrueFreedom Recovery.
No, .team.
.team.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep,
As always, you was about to say something else?
Nope.
Okay. We are committed day in and day out, week in and week out, to bring you raw, real content. You real people with real issues that really want to help you find a solution. Please reach out. Like Miss Melissa and Mr. Mark said, don't give up. Continue to fight the good fight. Allow us to love you until you can love yourself.
Yes.
Until then, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer, built by the Red Stick, built by adversity, led by courage.
We love y'all.
Built by the red stick, you can't tell me nothing. Built by